Ladies and gents, welcome to UX, and this is COVID is back. And it's back with a vengeance. COVID 2.0. COVID the return. I don't know. Yeah, COVID is somewhat back, I guess. There's always some stories of COVID being back, like there is some resurgence somewhere in the world. But yeah, literally just past week or so, in a lot of like Asian countries like South Singapore, Hong Kong, and even in India, I'm pretty sure it's also in India. But then again, sometimes I feel like people have a cold and they're like, oh, wait a minute, he might have COVID. Do they test it? I don't know. But yeah, it could be like, yeah, even in India, like COVID is slightly rising right now. But yeah, this is not going to be the same. I just know that. This is not going to be the same as 2020 because people are just like, okay, fine. Because people need to realize something like influenza is always there. Sometimes influenza rises up, sometimes it just goes down, and sometimes something like, I don't know. There's always something like, oh, by the way, bird flu is back. Oh, okay. Swine flu is back. Oh, okay. I get it. Those are not the same way as COVID. COVID is like really easily spread compared to those because symptoms comes out very late. But even then, like, people are not going to care as much, and most people have kind of like vaccine. And vaccine does have, like strengthening against COVID at a level, right? How well it works, like you can debate that. I can't even talk about science, otherwise people are like, oh, what you talking about? Like, really? Is that what the point is now? But yeah, like the people have immune system strong enough now when it comes to COVID. And yeah, in general, like people are not going to be as affected as they were in the back. And I don't see it like spreading the level it did, but who knows? Yeah, this is my channel asmongold. Asmongold will react to like first post, the Indian lady, I guess, as you all know it. So yeah, I'm Indian, so let's watch this one. I guess that's the only comparison.
COVID is back again? Uh-oh.
Is the Wuhan virus back? In recent weeks, several
They're really
What?
calling it that, huh?
Why not?
Asian countries
Okay, why would we not call it that? It's not a Wuhan virus anymore? It didn't come from Wuhan? Come on. Like, you call every flu, like most flus have a name that originate from a certain place, and people still call it that. Why not call it Wuhan virus? Well, because it's not acceptable, says who?
have reported a surge in cases. This mainly includes Thailand, Singapore, and Hong Kong.
Yeah.
They have reported tens of thousands of cases in recent days.
Wow. Not India?
Many people have lost their lives. Now governments are speeding up vaccinations and urging vigilance. What about India? Cases have seen a moderate rise in India as well.
Damn.
So should you be worried? What is behind this uptick of Wuhan virus cases in Asia? And
I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen if COVID makes a comeback. Nothing. Even if COVID kills people at a higher rate than it was at the peak of COVID in 2020, 2021, the public is just fatigued from listening to the government, and they're just going to...
Nah, I don't see. Yeah, nothing's going to happen, right? It's not going to be the same as it was in 2020. There are multiple reasons behind this. First of all, everything government said, most of those things were not really like important, let's just say. Staying at your home didn't help, right? Mask kind of help, but only somebody who's like extreme COVID, who constantly cough, needs a mask, not everyone. Like, how does that even work, right? And this is not fault of specific people. Like, first of all, this is a frontier, or it was in the 2020. This is scientific frontier. Scientists are still figuring shit out. It's not their fault. You can't just ask, okay, tell me now. Yeah, it's been a minute. What do you mean tell me now? I'm trying to figure shit out. Government people were constantly panic. What should we do? What should we do? Oh, scientists say we should wear a mask, wear a mask. Stay on home, stay on home. Like, they didn't know anything. They are not scientists. They were relying on scientists. Scientists didn't know anything because they were on frontier. So shit went down, but it has happened. We have data now. And like I said before, because of immune system and, immunity boosters and things like that, it's not going to be like he said, like if it kills more people than it did in peak. That's not going to happen. I don't see that happening. Even if it makes a comeback, it's not going to be as extreme as it was. And even if it does, government is not going to implement things that extremely. Government's still going to do things. Government's not going to sit back because there's enough Karens around the world. What was government doing? So they will do something. But most will be like, okay, fine, do this, do that. Okay, fine, there's a curfew when it's like a rush hour somewhat. Fine. This is not going to be as extreme as it was before. And I don't see this becoming a big thing because, like I said, this is like 5th or 6th time the COVID came back at certain level, because it comes back, goes away. It doesn't spread like it used to. because of the immunity boosters or something.
Gonna say fuck it, let it happen. People don't care. It's exactly what I said before about like people, like every drama, you're wrong. Okay.
You're wrong at the level you think like people are just gonna fuck it, let it happen, even if it becomes extreme. That's not gonna happen. Government can't do that. Government has to do something, otherwise people will be like, why not doing anything? Even if most people don't want government to do something. That's just how that works. But I don't see it becoming as extreme. That's what I think.
Do you remember how terrified and upset everybody was after the Patriot Act got signed that the government was going to be able to read all of your messages and look up anything that you ever typed? And now it's just a given that everybody accepts. I think that you really downplay how easy it is for people to become completely complicit in tyranny or chaos.
3 years after the pandemic, where does the global
And again,
preparedness levels?
I don't like trying to argue. Just clip it.
Look, man, when Patriot Act became a thing, it was 2001, right? Internet wasn't as big as now, right? Like, if it happened in 2012, shit would have been next level. People would have lost their shit. I don't think it would have been able to pass. 2001 was a different time, right? Social media is much more extreme right now. Online presence is much more extreme right now. And it's not the same thing where people get disease and die compared to somebody reads your messages. It's not the same thing. I get it what he's saying. Like, it's very easy to people get comfortable and just like, fine, I guess I'll give up my rights. That is very easy at certain level. People do that all the time. It happens a lot. But not at the level, by the way, you're going to catch disease and you and your loved one's going to die. That's not the same thing. But then again, like I said, the way viruses work, and it has worked in the past, I don't see COVID suddenly becoming that extreme, just now at least. COVID will make a return one day, which will be really strong, but it's not this soon. It will take time, right? And even by then, like, enough changes would have happened in our body because of all the different medication, all the different vaccines and things. Virus won't be able to keep up. I know people always hear about that virus will make comeback. Yes, but there are certain viruses that are really extreme and we can't do much about it. And our vaccines won't work when it comes back. COVID is not one of those. Because COVID wasn't extreme to begin with. Only extreme version was it spread really fast. Mortality rate wasn't that bad, right? People died, but compared to how many get it, like not that many died. But there are viruses that are like really deadly, right? So when they come back, like, yeah, super viruses, and it will be an issue. Even if COVID comes back strongly, our immune system and vaccines will be strong enough to like push back against it. It will be a nuisance. But I don't think it's going to be same as 2020. That's what I think.
And let's wait. Let's just wait and see what happens. Maybe I'll be wrong, or maybe I'll be right again, just like I have been with a lot of these other things. Yep. Take it to the fucking bank.
Stands.
Prediction. Yep.
I'm going to give him one thing. Asmongold is alright in a lot of things. I don't know. Like, yeah, I've seen it of like, he's the most humble. That's the running joke in his Twitch chat, right? Most humble. Because he usually brings up like, see, I was right. Because he's right in a lot of places. I mean, common sense is right a lot of places. So there you go.
Flip it.
The pandemic pushed the world indoors. Between 2020 and 2022, it killed millions of people.
That's a lot.
But is it making a comeback now? In Hong Kong, a new wave has begun.
I actually thought that the pandemic was made by the government in the back of my head in order for like a depopulation effort to get the population ready for automation. But then I thought to myself, well, it's not killing enough people, so it was probably just a mistake. And then I
see the level of Illuminati shit people think about. And I'm not talking about asmongold, but in general, like government is behind it, all those movies. I'm not denying government can do that. I'm denying people's ability to do that. Enough people that work there are mostly, first of all, only reason you go to a certain government job because you want to just sit there and do minimal work. You go to private sector if you want to crunch hours and make money. You go to government because you know you're just going to run the clock. Oh, DMV, wait, sir, just like taking 1,000,000 years. Okay, fine. What do you want? Minimal work. That's how every sector of government works. This is why it's said that, let's just say government budget. It's a bucket with holes. A lot of wastage happens. Most of the government's things are wastage because of this. But that's how democracy works. People just accepted that. Because of this, there can't be conspiracy. A person cannot create a virus and this theory, even if it's group of people. There is going to be some clerk, there is going to be some accountant, there's going to be some watchman or guard who guards this facility, who heard something, will leak out like, oh, government's doing this shit because they have family somewhere. I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson once said that government is so incompetent, I don't see them hiding aliens. Like that doesn't work. Government is not as tight knit as you would think. Government is very leaky, and I just like makes sense to me when I think about it. So if there's going to be conspiracy, it's going to be group of certain elites, some rich people, elite group, Illuminati that way, maybe, but not government. I don't see government doing that because they can't. Even if they want to, they know they can't.
I thought to myself, well, maybe the vaccine will have like, third or fourth generation sterilization effects. So like they're kind of future proofing it. But like, I'm not really sure whether that's true or not. Because like if I was a lizard overlord.
No government wants to tell you to not have babies at that level. Only government when say that is when people feel that. Government wants you to have babies. So there are more people that drives economy and they have more money. Businesses go up. Every government loves businesses. Right? The more people there are, the more they can grow the economy. The less people there are more old people. That's just, like more weight on the economy. And nobody who's running the government wants to deal with that shit. So that sterilizing thing, I don't think government would ever do that.
That's what I would do. Like, I'd release a virus like that and kill off a bunch of people.
There you go.
Wouldn't you guys do the same? Like, think about if you were Hillary Clinton, what would you do? If you were George Soros, what would you do? Yeah.
If you were George Soros, what would you do? I don't think George Soros would do that because that requires certain level of thinking beyond yourself. Doing certain level of heinous shit, even if it means something come back to bite you because you think certain needs to be done at the global level. George Soros is not that. George Soros would do a lot of shit that benefits him, sort of shady shit, but not at that scale where somebody would just grab him by the neck. Hillary Clinton said the same thing. She's not going to do that. You need a certain level of extreme guy who doesn't care about him but cares about ideology or a certain goal. Extreme person.
Why though? Because you're going to have a huge amount of human capital that will have no value anymore. And so what do you do with those people? You can put them in slavery. You can farm them out. You can, harvest them or some way, right? But like all of these things create issues, right?
See, a robotic thing, I think is mentioning there, like why we need humans, like robots are there. Again, this is same thing like, oh, we're going to have flying cars in 1950. We don't have it. This is 2015. Humans are still going to be humans. Humans are going to be pushed back. Humans are the ones going to make robot, and they will make sure that robots don't become permanent thing. Even if some rich guy on the top wants to make robots, there's still chain of command. There's still like structure below it. There are humans. And some guys somewhere will make sure robots will never get at the level that they can replace humans. That's just human preservation. So that shit is never happening.
Create problems. And so if you just kind of like, get rid of them, well, then that doesn't happen. This is only 1.0, 2.0 will go harder. You can turn them into batteries. That's a good idea. What do you guys think is more likely? Are we going to turn homeless people into batteries or to...
This is a Matrix reference. Every fucking thing about that Matrix things where humans are batteries just violates all the laws of physics you can think of. How energy works, what is heat, how humans make energy, how efficient humans are. Okay, humans are giving off this energy. The level of food they eat is higher amount of energy than the energy the humans give out. Why not use that food as energy and don't even use the humans? What are you harvesting in the Matrix again? Matrix shit doesn't make sense. So what is battery how? Humans are not efficient energy making machines. We consume more energy than we expend. We are not efficient.
Food. I used to think food too, but I actually decided that it's going to be batteries instead. And the reason why is because, so a lot of them have fentanyl. And so if they have fentanyl in the system, maybe eating their flesh and eating their body would cause people to, by second effect, overdose on fentanyl. So that...
Dude, Twitch is already an issue because of certain people. Why is he going extreme here? Like, okay, calm the fuck down.
Have to be batteries instead of food. I thought about this already.
Infection rate has jumped from 1.7% in mid-March to 11.4%.
This is what I
That's
do.
big.
In just the week ending May 3rd, 81 severe cases were reported,
1 to 11 is a big jump. Oh, that's concerning.
with 31 deaths. This is a one-year high for the country. Cases are surging in Thailand as well. Last week, more than 33,000 cases were reported,
That's a lot.
with at least 6,000 from Bangkok alone.
So it doubled.
The total has more
Wow.
than
Yeah, isn't that something, right? Chinese always makes fun of Indians, like, oh, by the way, iPhones are going to be made in India, so it's going to smell like paneer tikka and curry or whatever, like implying that, oh, they are dirty people, we're clean. And yet somehow all the diseases always comes from China and somehow never from India. Why is that, even if India is so dirty?
doubled from the week before.
Yeah, it's twice as. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Singapore is witnessing its first major spike in a year.
I mean, yeah.
More than
destination.
14,000 cases were reported in the week ending May 3rd, up from the week before.
Uh-oh.
So why are cases rising again? Experts attribute the Wuhan virus resurgence to a range of factors,
Yeah.
like waning immunity, fewer booster shots, and increased vulnerability among high-risk groups, like the elderly and unvaccinated children. Experts say that there are no dangerous new variants. The cases have been attributed to strains descending from the JN1 variant. This was first found in August 2023. JN1 has about 30 mutations. The most common ones are being found in the recent cases.
Okay.
And experts say that the current variants are not more severe or contagious than earlier ones. So while there is cause for concern, but no
But there is a contagious one, by the way. That's what that means. Wait for that update to come.
need to panic. After all, the Wuhan
That's what people said the first time. But I do think that nowadays, like, people are not going to go back inside and sit inside for another, like, 6.
First time scientists didn't know what they were looking at. It was very different. It was frontier. Governments can lie, scientists won't. Scientists don't have any skin in politics. Like, yeah. And scientists will just tweet out, like, what the fuck you talking about, this and that. Like, not all scientists are owned by government. So scientists didn't know what the fuck was happening, right? But now scientists do. So, yeah, if they say, like, this is mild, it's probably mild.
6 months and then say, like, oh, we're going to fix it soon. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's
virus
going to be voluntary probably. Like, okay, fine, we're not going to tell you to do anything. Like, if you think you have to stay at home because you're old and your immune system is not that good, try it. Maybe get out sometime, but you do you type of thing. People are not going to, like, push people to do certain things. And if there is some market or shit like this where there's, like, a lot of traffic, they'll try to manage that by putting cops and everyone here so people stay away, or, like, you know, make sure that people don't, like, gather around too much, or, like, markets or shit where, you know, like, there are certain periods you can only go to market or some shit like that. Online thing, oh, just order from Grubhub or, like, Blinkit that is in India type of shit. Maybe some small thing like that.
is not going away. It is evolving, making its return every
2
now
weeks,
and
yeah.
then.
It's just 2 weeks.
So as health authorities are urging vigilance, governments are speeding up vaccinations.
Yeah, people also, like, lost a lot of trust with the government. I don't think people take, like, if there was a new COVID and they came out with a vaccine, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't even take it. Especially now.
It's not the vaccine didn't work. People hear of vaccine and they just think, like, oh, foolproof vaccine, like certain vaccines are. It was a frontier. People are trying to makeshift, just try to do, like, okay, let's make vaccine as fast as you can. It did help. Let's not get it twisted. Vaccine helped a lot. Without vaccine, you're probably fucked at a lot of level. If you're healthy enough, probably not. But vaccine really helped. Like, even if you're, like, weak, vaccine will make sure, like, you're going to be fine against COVID. What other side effect it had along the way, that's a different topic. This was about COVID. Scientists cared about COVID, not the side effects. And in order to know side effect, you need a few years to test it. This is why a lot of drugs don't get approved until 10 years are passed. This is the reason. So you can't really blame scientists for this. Like, they were trying to do this fast as they can.
What about India? Cases have seen a slight uptick in recent days. Currently, there are at least 257 active cases. The highest number.
Why Maharashtra? Okay, because of Goa. I think there's Goa there. Goa, Mumbai. So somebody came from outside and they used very makes sense. Why in South? So I don't know. Again, like, travel destination somewhat, like, South is really beautiful and shit like that. That makes sense.
Number of cases come from the state
Not
of
in
That's
Delhi,
not
so
bad. That's
okay.
like nothing.
followed by Maharashtra where 2 deaths have been reported, and Tamil Nadu. India is closely monitoring.
Most people die COVID fat or old or something like that. I mean, it's not really. I mean, I wouldn't really take it seriously.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing, right? It makes sense. Like somebody gets COVID, but they were already hanging barely because they're not healthy. Like, yeah, kinda, right? Yeah. So, I'm surprised that Delhi didn't get it. Even though it's like one of the biggest city in India, literally capital. Like nobody went there. Okay, that's interesting. Tamil is literally the oldest, one of the oldest place there is. Tamil language is the oldest language, even older than Sanskrit. Like, that's interesting.
The situation. After all, preparedness is key, and the world has made some progress in this area. After 3 years of negotiations, countries have adopted the pandemic agreement. They signed off at an annual meeting of the World Health Organization. This is only the second time in the WHO's history that an international agreement has been reached. The first was the tobacco control deal in 2003. Of course, the US is not part of this agreement, having withdrawn from the WHO after Donald Trump took office. This may dim.
Wait a minute, why does his hair looks white? Isn't it? Oh, okay, now it's this lighting just made him like completely white. Like what the fuck?
The treaty's success. But this legally binding accord is a positive step. It requires countries to take steps to prevent, prepare for, and respond to pandemics, with rapid sharing of data on new diseases, and improved accessibility of vaccines, masks, and other crucial supplies across the globe. And for the first time, the WHO itself will have an overview of this, while execution on the ground could be another battle altogether.
I could see COVID
this accord comes at a crucial time as Wuhan virus persists and evolves. It is a tangible example of strengthening prevention, international collaboration, and taking lessons from the pandemic that changed the world as we knew it.
Yeah, I mean, COVID fucked up the whole world. And I think it's just like, if the thing is that if it like, I mean, I never got the vaccine. I never did. And it had nothing to do really even with the vaccine.
Neither did I, but that's because I'm lazy. I just didn't. I'm gonna do it. Enough time has passed. Like, should I even do it? Like, does it even matter? Like, COVID is gone. Like, okay. So I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't take it. Like, because I'm fucking lazy. Everybody around me took it. I just didn't. Like, oh, I'm sure I'm gonna get to it. Apparently, like, I can only focus on things I want to do. Certain things like I have to do. Like, yeah, well, sure, I get to it. I'll never do. Yeah. I don't see COVID making comeback at the level, or at least I hope not. Fuck. But yeah, I don't see that happening. Right? Because COVID is harbinger of doom. All the wars popped up immediately after COVID. COVID ended. Putin's like, yeah, watch out, Ukraine. Then Middle Easterns, like Hamas decided to throw missiles at Israel, and that shit started. What else? There was like Syrian issue, like okay, and also like India, Pakistan, like okay, we're gonna join in as well. Shit is becoming unstable. China's like making some underground bunkers or shit. Just literally now, a few days ago, the US is like, oh fuck me, this might be wartime or something. There you go. Yeah, let's have China versus USA for Taiwan. Sure, that's not going to be extreme. Two literally most powerful countries on the planet. Yeah.
Vaccine. I just am afraid of medical shit. Like, that's the reason. It's not even about like the science or like me not trusting it. It's like that shit just weirds me out. I didn't want to do it. And so that's what. Did you get COVID? Yeah, I got COVID. I had it for a few days, and I was like, I think I couldn't stream for like 2 days because of it. But then I would just.
You can't have COVID for 2 days. What you talking about? Okay, you had symptoms for 2 days. I guess it didn't hit you extreme enough. Your immunity is good.
Back in it, and that was it. But yeah, no, that it fucked me up for a little bit, but that was it. And I think that if you don't need one if you're healthy. No, I don't think so either. But yeah. Did you get tested? I mean, I honestly, like, I got those like little testing things, right? That way it's like if I got it or anything like that happened, I would know. Yeah, did you check it? But no, I didn't even check it myself. Let me go back. I'll see if I can find this here. And where is it? Mask up, stay inside, do only what you're told, except when you want to join a BLM protest, and honestly go have fun. And yeah, there you go. And I guess so. COVID hysteria was overdone. Yeah, I think it was.
Seriously, what? Government will tell everyone to stay at home, okay? But then again, something like BLM protest or some like minority thing is happening. Will government be like, wait a minute, we can't tell them not to do this because they'll think we are racist? 100% see government thinking that. Like that in itself is like, okay, like there you go. That's government in nutshell, the modern government. I mean, not in India, obviously. Like Indian government won't give a shit about something like that. They're like, shut the fuck up. Like I don't care what you are. India is known to do that, and West does piss off. See, India is suppressing people. No, they are not suppressing people. Look at the context. What is happening? It doesn't matter who's there. Government would have said that anyway. So yeah, I think it's mostly Western governments would do that. But yeah.
Too. And I think people kind of overreacted to it, but it was also something like it was like a lot of things that came together at the same time. And I think all of those things coming together at the same time caused people to like get radicalized, right? Like that's what I would say really what happened is that it wasn't just one thing, it was like 4 or 5 things that happened completely. And all of that, especially with like the BLM stuff and like the double standard, people lost their fucking mind.
Yeah, when it comes to racism, if you acknowledge race, that if you want to remove racism, just don't talk about racism. I think Morgan Freeman once said this, stop talking about it. And that is the only way to do it, right? This back and forth, oh, we were suppressed, so we are superior now. Like, how does that work? Like, you're going to do racism to remove racism? What are you talking about? If you talk about race, even in a positive way, you're kind of doing racism. That's not good. This will radicalize people. This will piss off certain people. Context, even if it matters or not, people will see that as a bad thing. Only way to stop racism is to not even acknowledge racism or talk about racism, right? That is the only way it will thin out eventually. But yeah, people don't understand this shit. Yeah, COVID thing, I don't know. It feels like this is one of those things will come and go. But yeah, when the extreme variant come, I do believe what asmongold is saying, but not at the level. There will be government intervention, not at the level it was in 2020. People will suggest others to do this, but nobody's going to force them to do anything. Vaccines will be better this time. I think people are still working on it, but this will be better vaccines this time. Because you can't really blame, oh, look at the scientists, they don't know shit. Yeah, but what you talking about? You gave them a minute. Science takes a long time. Okay, what alternative do you have besides science? Like witchcraft? What are you talking about? You don't have an option. Science is everything you have. Oh, it's our immunity. What the fuck is your immunity? Everything you eat, everything, every the medicine, over-the-counter medicine you eat is science itself. Even the food and crops that grow is because of science. A lot of shit changed in past 100 or so years. Yeah, there you go. All right, well, if you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.